Greetings, Bidwell Presbyterian Church. My name's Aaron One. Kimberly and I have been members of Bidwell since moving to Chico in 2003, and we are thankful for our church family. One aspect of my spiritual journey that I've been reflecting on recently is the spiritual blessing of legacy of my family. My maternal grandfather was an immigrant from China, and he came to farm row crops with my great-grandfather, who was already in the Salinas Valley. My grandmother was born in San Francisco to a poor merchant family. They met in Watsonville, and they eventually settled in Monterey County. My grandmother became a Christian in her 50s and was a faithful member at her church. However, my grandfather wasn't interested in Christianity, but every Sunday he would drive her to church, and he would sit in the parking lot in his pickup truck and would read his Chinese newspaper. My grandmother was actively involved in our community in Salinas and was a member of several clubs and organizations. One of the many gifts that she embodied was her heart for service and her desire to help others. She would help Chinese immigrants in our community and act as a translator, where she would help them complete necessary documents and take them to their appointments. She didn't expect to be paid for this, but I remember being the recipient of the tasty dumplings and other treats that were brought to her home in return. During her 70s, she was diagnosed with coronary artery disease, and this would require a triple bypass to save her life. At that time, her cardiologist gave her a 50-50 chance of surviving. One of our cousins prayed with my grandfather, and he made a deal with God that if my grandmother survived the surgery, he would start going to church with her. And God answered his prayer. On Sundays, my grandfather no longer just sat in his pickup truck reading his Chinese newspaper, but he attended church faithfully with my grandmother. Jesus changed his life. God gave him a heart for witness as he would invite his friends to his church. He would do that until he died at the age of 102. I share this story because I know that I'm the recipient of the spiritual blessings of my grandparents and their prayers for me as my personal commitment to Jesus happened during my college years. I'm thankful for their model of service to their community, their hard work, and their faith that they lived out. May you be reminded of God's deep love for you. 1 John chapter 4 reminds us of God initiating his love for us. And because we are pre-loved, we have the opportunity to join God in his mission to love others, both near and far. May we do this together as a church.